Welcome back to part two. Okay, as you can see, if you look very, very closely, you'll notice that you can see that clearly one of the silver bars has become very, very black, and you can see the black line along the water line, along the top of the water line. Okay, the current is flowing between both bars, and then what is occurring is silver, okay, is being shedded away, and it's being left into the water, okay, during the process of the current flowing from one bar to another. Okay, both bars are actually a little bit. One is very, very, very black. And when I'm going to come back for part three for a real quick at the very end, so I can give you a closer look to this. I did make sure, of course, that these two clips here were not touching. Okay, you do not want any part of it touching any part of the silver bars or the clips. You want them close enough where they're not touching, but the current is flowing, okay, through. And I'll be back with part three for a quick wrap up. Take care. Okay, now check this out. If you look very closely in the picture, you're going to notice, you see hanging down, drifting down into the water, literal heavy particles, okay, of silver. And you can see that that silver bar has become quite black. Now, you know, when I had started this process, I made a cup of coffee. I'm sitting here. I pretty much drank it. And what I like to do is, okay, part of my kit, what I have is, I have, to keep the circuit, I have one of these, okay, literally where the wires are connected, so I can back off on the juice. And then what I typically do, I like to do, is, and these snaps, you know, because they're kind of cheap. Sometimes it's a little tough getting the batteries on and off. But what I'm going to do to keep the current flowing, okay, is I'm going to now, to maintain the circuit, I put the snap-on that I showed you, and now I'm down to just 2 batteries. Okay, I'm backing off on the juice, okay, on purpose. I like having a little less current for a few moments, maybe for 5 or 10 more minutes additional, going through at the end. Because the lower the current, the finer the actual minuscule, minute silver particles are that are being left into the water, which is why you don't want to use excessive current, because then the colloids are too big, okay, to be effective, from what I understand. So I'm going to come right back probably in about, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. What I have here, okay, is a scrubbing pad, because once you get the silver bars out of the water, it's a good idea to scrub it, okay, pretty much right off the bat, to get all of the black material off. And you know, I have a box here, which is, you know, my colloid kit, and I probably should have included in it just a one of these green pads. Okay, you don't need the sponge, obviously, just the pad, a small piece, so I can have it to scrub the bar when I'm done, to keep it clean, because it's very, very important. Be right back in about 10. Okay, so you know, we're at the end of the process here. I'm going to unsnap these the batteries. And well, the batch is pretty much done. And again, this is an emergency generator. Okay, if you're not able to purchase colloidal silver, or perhaps this is pretty much your end product here, and you could see that there's a few pieces of material that have floated down to the bottom, and there's a little cloudiness. Okay, and here's your bar. This is your, and you can see that this was a shiny silver bar before the process began, and this one, didn't get it. It's there is some tarnishing on this bar, but typically one bar is the one that gets the heaviest. Okay, so that's pretty much how you can really tell that this process was working. And then when I'm done with this video, of course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go scrub the excess, all the tarnish on these off, and so that they'll be prepared for the next use. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Thank you for thanks for tuning in, and go to the linked website that I told you about, where you can get a detailed instruction how to make this simple device. And have yourself a good day. It's a beautiful day here. The chemtrail activity has been practically zero for quite some time now. I see plenty of planes off on the horizon. Normal contrails just disappearing. Just totally normal. Thought about taking photos of those, because a lot of people just, when it comes to chemtrails, some people just can't believe that they're real and that they are contrails. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. I recommend putting together this emergency generator, and I store. This was actually like a cough syrup bottle, and it's colored, and you'd want to store your colloidal silver, in a nice airtight. This is child-proof, obviously, because this used to be for cough syrup, and you keep it out of the light, okay? Because light, from my understanding, takes away the potency of the silver solution. Take care and have a good day.